I'm here with Sophie from IceMaidens. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks. What an amazing evening.
I know. Yeah, we just heard your talk. That's fantastic. And you shared your experiences. Tell me more about your challenge that you were fantastic with.
Well, we were aiming to be the first female team to ski across Antarctica using muscle power alone, and we followed in the footsteps of Felicity, so I was so starstruck tonight to meet her. Really amazing, and she did it solo, which is just incredible. So for us to all come together and sort of meet people that have been to the North Pole and the South Pole, all women, I mean, it's been an incredible year for women in polar exploration. That's really exciting.
And what was the process like, the grueling training?
Oh, for us, so we trained for 2 years for the expedition, and in that time we dragged a tyre around, so my commute to work was with the tyre behind me, and I'd take it for 2 hours and straight through central London, Trafalgar Square, Covent Garden, right in the way of all the commuters, and in winter I'd put fairy lights on it so people could see it, and it just became kind of part of my life. And then we did strength and conditioning training, which I've never done before, and really built up a great level of fitness that meant that when we were out in Antarctica in 2 months we never had an injury, which is just crazy. I mean, everything hurt all the time, but it wasn't any sort of defining injuries, and that was pretty amazing. But then also we went out to Norway, and we did 7 weeks of training in Arctic Norway in total, so prepared for the cold.
Yeah, but how was the mental preparation as well? And also, whilst you were there, was there a part of you or a moment that you thought, oh, am I really going to do this? Am I going to achieve this? And how did you overcome that as well?
Well, I think certainly for the mental side was definitely the hardest, and the advantage we had was we were a big team, so there were 6 of us, and quite good at talking. So certainly, if I had any worries, I shared it with my tent mate or whoever was around, and I think that saved us all. That ability to be able to just share and talk through any problems rather than being, get me out of here, I've got to get out. You could talk about it. We knew each other well enough by that stage that we could sort of help each other through any situation, and certainly we did have stuff, some really, really low points that we had to pick each other out of, and really knowing your team, I think, was one thing that we got out of it, and that incredible sense of belonging afterwards when you just best friends for life.
Of course. Wow, you've been through so much together. Of course, you have that huge bond.
Yeah.
And now we're at Women's Adventure Expo. How important is it to keep talking about this? And you said earlier in the talk that you go and speak to schools about it as well. Why is that so?
So we really want to say it's not about just what we did on the ice, and there's so much further impact that this can have, and we really hope IceMaiden has a bit more of a legacy. So we were involved in medical research, and that data is going to be part of a huge project which is still ongoing. But also we want to go into schools and just tell kids that we didn't know what we were doing. We had no idea. We're not athletes, we're not explorers. We just wanted to do something that was a huge challenge and push those limits that we're all setting ourselves all the time. I hate the cold. I'm terrified of falling. We went out into this freezing environment, and there was the risk of crevasse all the time, and we had to practice rescuing each other. So overcoming those fears, even enough just to put your name into the application was a huge step, and that's always the first part of it, I think.
Well, you achieved something remarkable, and you're inspiring the future generations. So thank you so much for sharing your story today.
Well, thanks so much for having us here. It's been amazing.